you should listen to the announcements or to me. Okay, so we have added to line H, cool circle facts, page 62. And then you're going to open up your foldable to the inside. Remember, the flaps fold in, but this is all on the inside. And some of this is review because we've talked about some of these angles already. You're going to want to have some colors, like you should always add to your notes. You don't want a black and white paper and nothing standing out. Okay, so the first one is actually nothing to solve. So who remembers what kind of angle this is right here? This is a central angle, and how do we know it's central? The angle's in the center, right? So the angle's in the center. So this is a central angle, and we learned already that the measure of the angle is going to be equal to the measure of the arc, right? So we already learned that. Every time we see central angles, they look like pieces of pie. The measure of the angle is equal to the measure of the arc. Stuff we know. So we do have a picture here. The picture has that this right here is a 50-degree angle. And then we know that the arc out here is also going to be 50 degrees. So this is kind of just like an example problem. Remember when you see the baby M, when we see the little baby M's, that means it's going to be in degrees. So it's not about lengths or area or anything like that. It's how many degrees around it goes. So once again, what kind of arc is this? If it has two letters, what kind of arc is it? Minor, and that means it's going to be less than 180, right? And then we also have an example down here. What kind of arc is this? Major, because that is more than 180 degrees. Okay, we talked about a lot of this already, right? So when we look at this picture, if we knew this piece right here was 50, right here, then how much is it going to be to go around the rest of the circle? How do we figure that out? Yeah, we're going to take 360 minus that 50, remember? And that's what they're showing you down here, because we know that all the way around a whole circle has to be 360 degrees. So they're giving you the measure of that major arc as 310. And that problem is just like a little bit of just memory refresh. Do we have any questions on that? Okay, let's look at number 2 then. Now they're going to ask us a couple different things, so you might want to have a couple colors available to you. All right, so let's look at number 2. It says to find the measure of each of these arcs down here. So this is not a multiple choice. This is finding the measure of each one of those down there. So let's look at the picture and fill everything out first. Okie dokie? Let's fill stuff out before we go to answer the questions. So in this picture, we do have a 42-degree angle right here. So is that a central angle? Okay, it is central, so we know the arc and the angle are going to be the same, right? So if this was 42, what else has to be 42? This outside arc has to be 42 degrees. Okay, that's kind of the only thing they give us, right? What else can we get from this picture, though? Vertical angles, excellent. We have an X. I'm going to put a little note that this is vertical angles, so we remember vertical angles are congruent. So we know the other side is also 42 degrees, which makes this arc out here be 42 degrees, right? How do you think we can figure out the other angles? Huh? Yeah.
Do we like split it in half?
Yeah, let's go ahead and split it in half. These are actually, let me get a highlighter. Maybe I'll split it in half. Where do you want me to go? Right here? Q through S? Okay, that's cool. Q through S. I'm going to split it in half because if we split it in half, what do we know is true on both sides? Yeah, we know that up here is 180 and we know that down here is 180. Remember, these are notes, so be a little bit extra. So then I wonder if we can grab our calculator. So if this is 42, what's this rest of this orange arc going to be up here? Because we know the top half has to add up to be 180. So 42 plus what gives me 180? 138. Remember, always double check your math. You could just add 138 plus 42, see if that's good. What about the other missing one? It's going to be the same. These are actually another pair of vertical angles, aren't they? Now we can do the half circle and get the 138 over here, or we can do vertical angles and get the 138 over there. So we have all of our things in our shape. Okay, let's go down and see if we can answer our questions. Okie dokie. So the first one's asking for RS. So in our picture, where is R to S? Is that a minor arc or a major arc? Minor, because it's only 2 letters, so he's less than 180, right? So how far is it from R to S? R to S, give me a number. 138 degrees. All right, the next one is QRS. So remember, that means you start at Q, pass by R, and land on S. You can move up if you want. You're like in literally a line of 5 people. So Q, I can't scroll that much without being able to. Okay, Q. If I go Q to R to S, do I have to go this way, clockwise or counterclockwise? Clock, because I got to pass up this R. Q to R to S. Q to R to S. How many degrees is that? 180. That's a half of a circle. We can easily see that. We don't even need to add up numbers. Okay, I'm going to switch colors so we have different colors on our pick. Let's go Q to S to T. So I got to start at Q. Here he is. Which way do I have to go if I got to hit S and then T? Clockwise or counterclockwise? Clockwise. Q to S to T. Because if I went the other way, I would do Q and then all of a sudden I'd hit T and that would be the wrong order, right? So how far is it from Q to S to T? Huh? 222? I hear both 2 people doing that, so I assume that they added correctly. There's your phone warning. Try. That's your warning. Zip it up. Okay, good. Now we're going to do Q to T. Where's Q to T? That's down here. What do you got there? 138. Okay, questions on that pick? Feel good about it? Remember, I always start with my picture and fill in a bunch of stuff I know before I try to jump down here and try to answer questions that I don't even have my information filled in. Okay? So try to remember that as a strategy. Now remember, if you're taking an OST test, that means the picture is going to be on the screen, correct? Which means you can't really write on it. But you do have scrap paper, so you can make a quick sketch and draw on it. You are also allowed to bring your own pencils. So if you want to bring some colored pencils, bring some colored pencils. No one's going to stop you, right? I mean, it's your scrap paper. Okay, scrolling down. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, I'm going to number 3 and 4. And there is a little note above number 3 and 4. It says inscribed quadrilaterals. The opposite angles are going to be supplementary. So let's go ahead and highlight that. Inscribed quadrilaterals. Inscribed quadrilaterals. Opposite angles are supplementary. What does supplementary mean again? Add up to 180 degrees. Inscribed quadrilaterals. What's a quadrilateral? 4 sides. Add little notes to your paper. It's on your paper. 4 sides. Inscribed means that all the vertices are on the circle. So all, should I say corners or vertices? What sounds better to you? This are all on the circle. They're called vertices, but I don't want you to put a word in your notes that you don't know what that means. Corners. I'll put both. I'll put corners. On circle. Remember we talked about the difference between on a circle and in a circle? On means right on the rim or on the outside. Okay, and I have drawn them all red in here so we could see them. See them all? Okay, so it says opposite angles. What's opposite to mean? Corner to corner. Okay, so let me draw them. I'm going to draw little arrows from here to here. These ones are opposites, right? I'm going to put it up, and I'm going to say that they have to add up to be 180 because that is a 4-sided quadrilateral. He is inscribed in the circle. And so those opposite ones have to add up to be 180, which means that 120 plus y better equal 180. So you're doing that in your head. Is the magic number 60? Does it work? Okay, I'm going to put it in the picture. 60 degrees. Okay. Do we have another pair of opposite angles? Do you see them? I'm going to do them in green. So this Z and this 80, those are also opposite. And so they equal 180 also, right? So that means Z plus 80 has to equal 180. And I hear you guys saying the answer already, that Z has to be 100. Something true about quadrilaterals, the inside of quadrilaterals, you know how triangles have to add to be 180? The inside of quadrilaterals have to be 360. Okay, let's try this guy over here. Now, this one we might have to, let's look at it and see what we can figure out by looking at it. So, number 4. Do we have an inscribed quadrilateral again? Corner, 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 corner. So all 4 corners are on the circle. So we do have, so that means opposite angles are going to be supplementary. So that means the 93 and this Z, these are opposite, right? So that means they are supplementary. That means they got to be 180, right? So what do you think Z has to be then? Get your calculator out. What? 87? Okay, so this is 87 degrees. Does that work? Somebody add that up. Check her math. 87. Okay, good. All right. Do we have another pair of opposite angles? X and Y. That's true. But do we know what either of them are right now? No, we do know that those two do add to be 180, but we got to figure out what one of them is. So we're going to try to use the numbers on the outside of the circle because remember, we always can get. Do we have any central angles in this picture? Any angles coming out of the center that look like pieces of pie? Huh? Okay, grab a different color. Okay, so we do know this, right? Yes? Is that the opening of any angle, though? No. We do know this, right? But that by itself is not the opening of any angle. But look at that, my whole purple arc. Isn't he the opening of an angle? Do you guys see the angle? Where it starts over here. You see it right here? Who remembers what kind of angle this is called? He's not central. He is called an inscribed angle, remember? Inscribed. And we learned something about inscribed angles, that the angle is 1/2 the size of the arc, right? Size, sorry about my writing, of arc. So remember that the angle is 1/2 the size of the arc. Listen to my words because you can't read my writing. It says the angle is 1/2 the size of the arc. The angle is 1/2 the size of the arc. So that means whatever this purple arc is, we need to figure out how long that purple arc is. How long is that purple arc? Is it just 106? It's 106 and 58 together. So how long is this purple arc? The whole thing all together. 164 degrees. So the angle has to be half of that. And don't say this number out loud because you are literally the only person, and the rest of the people are waiting for you to punch in their calculator for them. All you lazy people. 164. She added 58 plus 106. You should be adding on your calculator too. Okay, so she has 164. Now, if the angle is half of that, someone besides her, give me the measure of this angle. What do you got? 82? Okay, 82 degrees. Remember that the arc is the bigger one, so we're good, right? And it should be double. So if you double 82, you should be getting that 164. Now that we have the 82, can we get the angle opposite him? If we knew the opposite angles are 180. Okay, get your calculator. What's this number going to be over here to make it add up to be 180? Remember, some of you are not picking up your calculators at all. How are you going to do this on a test? 98? 98 degrees. So we got all those angles in there now. We're just trying to figure out what the X, Y, and Z were for this one. Now we could work to get the different angles on the other side, but we don't have to for this problem. I feel like our picture's going to get a little bit too busy if we keep going. Okay, do you have any questions on 4? Feel okay about 4? Yeah? Okay. Let's go down. Just go to 5. Now, 5 has the note up here, the note that we had written on our other paper already. Inscribed angles, the angle is half the measure of the arc. We've already written that down, but you might want to highlight that, circle it, do something so you remember that it's also on this foldable. Inscribed, and that means, inscribed means what? The vertex is on the circle, right? Remember also that the arc is bigger. The arc is the bigger one. So the vertex is on the circle and the arc is the bigger one. Okay, I'm going to scroll, okay? 3, 2, 1. Scrolling. Okay, so let's look at picture number, what is this, 5? So do we have some inscribed angles in this picture? How many angles are in this picture? How many angles? 2? There's only 2. Okay, pick a color. What color you want? Green? Okay, good. I'm going to draw this angle. I'm going to double check, see if his vertex is on the circle. Bam, there it is right there at that dot. So I'm good. What do we know is true about it? The angle is half the size of the arc. So the arc is right here, 76. So the angle is half of that. Give me your number, half of that. What? 38, I'm hearing? Someone double check. It's 38? Okay. Is the arc the bigger one? Yep, he's twice as big. Okay, let's do the other angle. I'll do that one in pink. Oops. Double check, is the vertex on the circle? Vertex, bam, on the circle. Yep. Where is his arc? Is this chunk right here, right? So we've got a 45, right? Is the arc bigger or smaller? The arc is the bigger, so we need bigger. What number are we going to put right here? 90. We're going to double it. Remember, all of these are either in half or doubled, right? Because if something's half the size, that means one thing's going to be 2 times bigger than the other. And the other is going to be half as big as the other. Okay, is our arc the bigger one? Yep. It's double the size of our angle, so we are good. That is all we're going to fill out on that one. It's really all we can fill out because we don't have a diameter that cuts the circle in half, do we? Because the center is right here, so we have no half. Half. All right. Let's look at this picture. See how many things we can get. We only got that 31. So let's go ahead and trace the 31. So 31 angle is right here. Remember how I trace? I always make the angles, the little legs, a little bit longer so they come out, so that way I can clearly see my little arc, right? So do you see my arc who's in between those sides? Is this an inscribed angle? Is his vertex on the circle? Boom, there it is. Looks good, right? Okay, so I have this 31. I can figure out this arc out here, correct? Is he going to be half the size or double the size? Which's bigger? We double because we're doing the arc. The arc has to be bigger. So double 62. Okay, let's get a new color. Let's do the other angle. I'm going to do the other one in orange. Okay, here's another one. All right, so there's my orange angle. Is he also inscribed? Is the vertex on the circle? Bam. Where is his arc? It is the exact same arc, isn't it? So it's 62 also, right? So that means what does this angle have to be then? 31 also. See how that plays tricks on your mind? Because it's like a wrapper on the same arc. That's why I did two different colors here. So you can see that the orange and the pink arc are the exact same one. So that means those angles are congruent to each other. And that is all we can get from this picture because we don't have any diameters cutting that circle in half. And we don't have any more anything. We don't have any good triangles where we have two angles of it. Okay, let's go. Number 7. Everyone have everything on 6? Okay. Okay, these are getting a little bit busier, right? Okay, here we go. What angle do you want to start with? L? Okay, let's trace L. Okay, that's this guy. And you see how if you get these questions on an OST, you are gonna have to use your scrap paper and draw the picture, right? And if you forget to bring a couple colored pencils, just write really dark or really light with your pencil. You can get like 3 different shades of pencil going on your paper, right? Super light, medium, and super hard, right? So you can get 3 colors of gray. Okay, we got the 68 there. Where is his arc? He's inscribed, right? Okay, his arc is out here, right? See his arc? And he's going to be double? 136? Which makes sense, because halfway around the circle is 180, so you're bound to have a big number, because he's pretty big, right? Usually if something doesn't make sense, then it probably doesn't. All right. What do you want to do now? N? Okay, I'm going to get a new color. I wonder why you're picking N. Oh my gosh, sorry about my sloppy writing. N. Why did he pick N? Because that's the 92, right? Okay, so if that 92 is out there, how can we get that angle? Is he double the size or half the size? Half. He's the big guy. Who is this guy then? Half of 92. 46. Someone's good at their mental math over here. 46 degrees. We can actually get some more on this picture. Yeah, wait. This, you're going to use this half? Okay, yeah, I'm going to get a highlighter. I'm going to draw, we do have a diameter, right? So we can cut this in half. Okay, and so now you're using this half over here is 180, right? And so 136, what'd you say this is then? 48. Okay, I'm going to do this little 44. Okay, 44. 44. And that's this arc right here, right? Now, I wonder if we have an inscribed, do we have an inscribed angle attached to that 44? If you come in, you see where it is? Okay, I'm going to trace this in red. It's this one and this one. So that's 44. What's this little baby guy in here? 22. Okay, that's 22 degrees. Huh? Where's 88? So up top, I need a new color. So this up here is 88. Okay, so why is that 88? Yeah, we got this half circle out here, don't we? So we know that whole thing's 180. We can even get, we can go in from this purple arc, can't we? Coming in from the purple arc. Where's that at? That's down here, another inscribed angle. So that's going to be a 44. Okay, so we do have all the arcs going around the outside, correct? And we got all of the inscribed angles-ish. Oh, what about, I'm going to do this. What do you think this one is right here? You see him? What is he? Half of 136, right? 68. Okay, now we have all the inscribed angles and all the outside. We actually could get more angles, but our picture is too much of a mess right now. We actually could find little triangles and get this one right here, and this one, and this one, and this one, just because we have some triangles and we can get that third one. But we're getting too small now, so we're going to stop right there. But I think on this picture, actually, I know on this picture, we can get every single angle and every single arc. That might not be true about all pictures, because sometimes they don't give us enough information. But anything they wanted to ask us, we could figure out in that picture. Okay, let's look at the next guy. All right. That little 25? Okay, let's do this. We can do the half circle. Okay, I'll do the half circle first, since you mentioned it first. That's not very dark. Let me do green. Okay, so what can you get from the half circle deal? Okay, so you got 180 up this way, and we got 180 down this way, right? So that means we have this 80 over here. So what does that mean the other piece up there is? 100? And we do know the whole bottom is 180, but we don't know what our pieces are yet, right? All right, so what do you want to use next? Do you want to work from the 80 or do you want to work from that 25? Okay, let's go ahead and trace the 25 then. Okay, we got 25 right here. Boom, boom. That's 25. Bless you. So that's 25. Some people zoning out here. So that's 50 because that's the inscribed angle. And so I just hear the rest of this has to be 130 then, right? You guys agree? Because that bottom was 180. Good. Okay, so now we got the whole outside. Can we figure out what this theta is right here? That theta, remember the circle That circle with the line through it, that's theta. It just means x or y or any other variable. It's just a Greek letter. So what is the theta going to equal then? Where's his arc? It's right here, right? Yeah, so it's going to be half of this 130 right here. So 65. Okay. We can get some more in there. What about this 80 out here? Where's that arc at? It's right here, right? Is there an angle that matches it? Do you see where it's at? Right in here, right? So that's half, that's 40. Oh my gosh, my screen keeps doing that weird thing. 40 degrees. Can we use this 100? Where's that arc? It's right here, right? And so if we come into that angle, that's way over here, right? So that's going to be what? 50. And we could get this angle right here and this angle right here also, because we do have some triangles and we know the total inside of this little baby triangle on the left is going to be 180 and the one on the right is also going to be 180. So we could get those two angles in there, right? Except our picture is a little bit small. Okay, do you see how you start with something you have, or something, and work your way in and just use information you have? You guys try to be neat. Use different colors if you have them. Normally on OST, they won't ask you for, like, we literally just got like 12 different things right here, right? Now they're going to just probably ask you for one or two things, but you don't know what they're going to ask you for. So sometimes you don't need every single thing like we're doing. So see what they're asking for, and then, but always just like build stuff that you know. Okay. I know we're not done with the flaps, but we are going to glue on 62. So we are gluing right now on 62. Pass some glue around.